You think too much, Armin? That's your problem? Asterisk, those words hit like a thunderclap. Louder than the blaring horns of the city traffic outside the window. Asterisk, Armand stared at his computer screen. The blinking cursor mocking him again. For 3 months straight, he had been trying to write his resignation letter. He hated his corporate job. The fake smiles, the pressure, the deadlines that swallowed weekends and bled into his dreams. Every morning he put on his tie like a noose and walked into that office like a prisoner walking to his cell. Asterisk, but every time he tried to take the leap to quit, to follow his dream of becoming a writer, fear wrapped around him like chains. What if I fail? What will people say? Who am I to dream so big? That night, he visited his grandfather's house after years. The old man, now quiet and slower in his steps, welcomed him with the same warm eyes and a pot of chai. They sat on the rooftop, under a sky crowded with stars, just like they used to when Armand was a boy with wild dreams and a notebook always in hand. Asterisk, you remember what you told me when I failed my 10th grade exam? Armand asked, trying to hide the crack in his voice. Asterisk, his grandfather smiled. Yes, I told you the sky is too big to be afraid of one dark cloud. Asterisk, Armand laughed softly. He always had the best answers. Asterisk, the old man looked at him for a long moment. Then he asked, what's wrong? Asterisk, I don't know what to do. I want to write, but I feel stuck, afraid. Like my mind is a battlefield. Asterisk, his grandfather didn't respond immediately. Instead, he stood up slowly, went inside, and came back with a small clay bowl filled with water. Then he dropped a spoonful of mud into it and stirred it. Tell me what you see, he said. Just muddy water. Asterisk, now watch. Asterisk, they sat in silence. After a while, the mud began to settle at the bottom. The water slowly cleared. Asterisk, you see, Armand. When the mind is always busy, always afraid, it becomes cloudy like this bowl. You can't see clearly, you can't decide. Mud settle. If you empty your mind, the answer becomes clear. Asterisk, Armand looked into the bowl again. Clear water, peaceful. Still, asterisk, he slept at his grandfather's home that night. No alarms, no noise, no phone buzzing with emails. Just the quiet ticking of an old wall clock and the slow rise and fall of his breath. Asterisk, the next morning, Armin woke up with a strange calmness. Didn't rush to check his phone. He didn't overthink. Took a walk in the morning light, felt the wind on his face, and for the first time in years, he wrote. Asterisk, he wrote freely. He poured out the thoughts that had been buried under deadlines and doubts. No judgment, no fear. Asterisk, days passed. Writing every morning became his ritual. His stories became longer, richer, more alive. He didn't care if anyone would read them. He just wanted to feel that peace again. Asterisk, one day. After weeks of clarity and silence, he opened his laptop and wrote his resignation letter. This time, it wasn't forced. It wasn't scary. It felt like shedding old skin. It felt right. Asterisk, he started publishing short stories on a blog. At first, only a few readers, then dozens, then thousands. People connected with his raw honesty, his characters, and the emotional depth of his writing. Asterisk, 2 years later. Armin was invited to speak at a writer's summit. Asterisk, standing on that stage, he looked at the sea of faces, all full of hope and hunger just like he had been. Asterisk, I thought I needed more time, more money, more confidence, he said. But what I really needed was less. Less fear. Less noise. Less self-doubt. Just needed to empty my mind. And when I did, I found not silence but truth. The audience sat still, listening, feeling. Then came the applause, not loud and wild, but warm and full, like the embrace of someone who sees your soul. Life has a way of getting noisy. We fill our heads with what-ifs, with fears, with pressure to be perfect. But sometimes, the answer isn't in doing more, it's in stepping back, in being still, in trusting yourself again.